Hi guys, good evening. So in the last session, we have seen about the practical implementation for your static NAT. We have seen about dynamic NAT and we have seen about dynamic path. So today what we'll see is static path, destination NAT, and then we will see about policy NAT. These three things we will see today, and today NAT will complete. Okay. So let's directly jump into the lab. Let's close this lab. Now, shut down the if. And let's power up all our devices. So we'll power on the devices and take access of your inside PC. And then ADDNS we don't require. And then we'll go and take access of inside R1. Inside R2. DMZ. Outside R1. As well as outside R2. These all access we'll take. And here we will take access using https://fmc dot cisco.com. Okay, so for this domain resolution, your ADDNS should be up. Okay. And also we can go and take access using 10.3.3.62. So FMC will come up, then after we'll get the access. Meanwhile, let's understand about the static path. So your static path, this is also known as port forwarding. Okay. Now, how we will consider this? The static path. So this outside R1, we will consider it like as you can say like this is the CCNP student and this is the CCI student. Okay, remember that example, right? And here we have, let's say, telnet running. So port number 23, here also port number 23 is open. Okay. So what kind of mapping I will do on the FTD? And we are going to use a static IP here. Let's say static IP, what I'll use is, let's say 20.1.1.1. This is the static IP I will be using on the outside. So I'll say that 10.1.1.1.25 port number 23 will be mapped with 2111 and port number 2323. Okay. And 10.1.1.126 port number 23 will be mapped with 2111 port number, let's say 617. Okay, these two mappings we will do. Okay, so when outside people wants to access, they will use this IP and this port number, and when the CCA students want to access, so they will use the IP 2111 and port number 6178. So they will get access to inside R2. CCA students and CCNP students will get access to inside R1. This is clear. The scenario, what are the translations we are going to perform here? Clear, right? And since we are going to configure this from inside to outside, that means source will be inside, destination will be outside. So what we can understand here, that this will be bidirectional because this will be static mapping. So the mapping will be bidirectional. Okay. So we will get the access also. Clear, right? Understood? What we are going to do? Okay. So now what? Let's go and do the mapping. We should now have the access. So, once the FTD will be up, we should be able to communicate from inside to outside. So I should be able to print. Down 25. So I have the communication. So this communication is all good. Okay. Now let's go to NAT. Okay, I'll go to this my NAT policy, add it. We'll remove this NAT rule and save. And deploy it. Deploy. If we change the manager example FDM to will it erase the config, that will it will not erase the config, it will remove the you'll say license. It will ask you to remove the license. Yeah. So this deployment is going on. Done. So right now there should be no translations. I can check in the FTD from here. I'll take the console. Okay. Sys 0, 1, 2, 3. Show NAT, nothing. Show X-Plate, nothing. Right now there is no translations. Now let's go and configure it. So we'll add a rule. Okay. Right now again auto rule, auto NAT I'll add, and this is static mapping. Source will be inside, destination will be outside. Now what is the translation I want to do? I want that my inside R1 and port number 23. This time I'm talking about ports also. Should be translated to, let's say the IP address we are taking is static pat R1 IP. So the IP that I'm willing to use here is 2111. So IP will be same only ports will be different. So IP is what? 2111. Save it. Okay. So my IP will get translated to the static pat IP, and this port number 23 will be mapped with port number 2323. Click on OK. This is one rule I have created. Another rule I will create. Same auto NAT static. This time inside R2. So I don't have an object for inside R2. Let me create. So I will say my inside R2 with IP address 10.1.1.26. IP address is 10.1.1.26. Save it. So this is my inside R2 and port number is 23. I will map it with the static pat IP and port number 6178. This was our requirement. I'll say okay. Now two rules. Okay, I didn't give the source and destination. Source is inside, destination is outside. Click on OK. Okay. Now both rules are matching. So 10.1.1.125 will get translated to 20.1.1.1, port number 22, 23 to 2323. 10.1.1.126, port number 23 to 20.1.1.1, port number 6178. Okay. This is the mapping we have done. Dismiss, save it. Okay. After saving, deploy it. Click on OK, deploy. Now the deployment is going on. Done. Now let's go and check. So NAT detail. So I can see I have two rules here. One is from inside to outside, my 10.11.125 getting translated to 21.11. So you can see here like 10.11.125 with real port number telnet is getting translated to 21.11 with the mapped port number 2323. Same way, the second rule we have here, which is saying that 10.11.126 real port number telnet, that is 23, is getting translated to 21.11 with the port number 6178. Okay. And if I check axlate, show axlate. So in the axlate, you can see that this is happening what? Pat from inside 10.11.125 port number 23 to 21.11 port number 2323. Then 10.11.126 port number 23 is getting translated to 21.11 port number 6178. And the flag is what? S and R. S means static, R means port map. So this is static port mapping. Okay. So now let's try to access from outside. So we'll see what access we are getting. I'll go to outside R1 and I'll say enable. See, normally if I want to take a telnet access, how would I take? I would say 10.11.125. Okay. But right now I'm not getting the access. Correct? Why? Because my firewall will not allow this. This IP has been already translated. Correct? So now what will happen? Understand here. We have to take access using public IP, which is 21.1. Okay. So if I take using 21.1.1, still I'll not have an access. Okay. So what we have to do, we have to give the actual port number like 21.1.1, port number 2323. Yes, we need to specify the port number also. Now see, if I'm saying 2323, see what access I'm getting inside R1 access. But with the same IP, if I say 21.1.1 with port number 6178, Cisco. See which access I'm getting inside R2 access. Is it clear? How your static port mapping works? All right. Now let's go for the next one. Let's delete these rules. Deploy it. FTD deploy. And the deployment is 21. Now after static, we will talk about destination NAT. Okay. So see, in destination NAT, what I'll do, I'll go and remove you can say like, I'll go and remove the default route from the inside R2. Okay, so after that, we will see that inside R2 will not have any communication from outside R1. Okay, or any outside network, correct? If I will remove the default route, it will not have communication with outside devices. Okay, then what I'll do here, then I'm going to go and perform two mappings here. One is that 10.11.126, I will map it with, for example, you can consider something like 30.1.1.1. And another mapping I will do that 11.11.125, I will map it with, for example, 10.11.25. These two rules I'll create. So whenever traffic will come from outside, so 11.11.125 will get translated to 10.11.25. So it will become a local network IP, right? So since it will become a local network IP, this inside R2 will have communication with the local network. And when this inside R2 will go outside, so it will use the IP 30.1.1. This way we can communicate. Is it clear? Yes or no? Okay. So these two mappings we are going to do. So let's go and do it. State access of FTD. These two rules we have to create. So rule number one, we will map. Static mapping we will do here. Okay. Source will be inside and destination will be outside. Then translation. So first of all, I will translate 10.11.126 to 30.1.1.1. So that is my inside R2. So inside R2, I'm translating here and I'm translating it to destination NAT IP. Okay. Inside R2, which is 30.1.1.1. So this is 30.1.1.1. Save it. Destination NAT inside R2 IP 30.1.1.1. This is one mapping I'm doing here. Click on OK. Another mapping I will do. Auto NAT. Now this time in outside R1 I will map, right? So outside R1 I will map with what IP? Some internal IP. So destination NAT out R2 IP, which is 10.11.25. Okay. So this is 10.11.25. This one I'm going to map. And here in this case, when outside will come inside, so who will be the source? Outside will be the source, inside will be the destination. Okay. Click on save. Now see these two rules here. When outside R1 needs to translate, source will be outside and destination is inside. And when inside R2 will translate, so source is inside and this is outside. This part is clear. Okay. Now let's deploy it. Okay, before deploying it, let me do one thing. From inside R2, I will remove the default route. See, first of all, if I show you the communication, do ping 11.1.1.25. So I'm having the communication. Now do to run pipe section IP route. Okay. And I'll say no IP route 10.1.1. Now there is no route. So you can see that if I try to ping also, I'll not be able to ping. Okay, not able to communicate. Now let's go and deploy it. Okay, already deployed. Save the changes. Deploy. Select the FTD. Deploy. Deployment is going on. And even right now, you can see from outside, if I try to take an access, the outside R1 is responding. Let's take this access again. Come on. Still coming up. this and everything is up. Now we should be able to take an access. So this is inside R2 and this is outside R1. Okay. So if I say ping, and now if I say 30111, let's see if we have communication or not. You can see I have communication with the 30111, and if I take a telnet access of 30111, so this will be access of inside R2. And inside R2, it still doesn't have a route. You can see I haven't given a route. So this is what? This is your destination NAT. Is it clear? All you have to do, two mappings we have to do. Okay. We have to do here two mappings. One is for the outside and one is for the inside. Okay. Clear? Now next is what about policy NAT? Okay. So let's see about policy NAT. Where we can use this NAT. This is used for non-routable devices, right? Like in your network, you have devices like CCTV or printers, any device which are not having default gateway capability and you want to remotely access them in that case. Okay. Just one moment, guys. Okay. So next thing we will do is what? About policy NAT. So what is policy NAT? So policy NAT, about policy NAT, we have seen that what we will do, we will do the translation on the basis of destination. Okay, depending on the destination, translation will be there. So again, we will consider that, okay, when you're going to the outside R1, so you will be using the IP, let's say, for example, 40.1.1.1. And when you're going to outside R2, you will be using the IP 50.1.1.1. Now, it doesn't matter who is going, whether your inside R1 is going, R2 is going, R3, your inside PC is going, anybody. When they are going to the destination outside R1, so they will use the IP 4111. And when they are going to outside R2, they will use the IP 5111. Okay. So now let's go and perform it. So this inside IP, we will map with this and this based on the destination. Okay. So let me just delete it. Okay. And now let's do the mapping. Clear it. Delete all the rules. Also delete this one. Save it. Deploy it. And deploy it. Okay. Okay, meanwhile, this deployment is going on. What we can do is we can go and create our rules. And this time, since we will consider destination also, so in this case, your manual NAT policy will be applied, not auto NAT. We will use manual NAT. Okay. So let's click on it, add rule. Okay. And this time we will use manual NAT. Okay. And now original source is what? Your inside network. Okay. And they will be translated to which IP? 4111. So let's call it, Delhi. We will call it your this outside R1. Let's call it Delhi, and outside R2 we will call it Pune. Okay. So we'll say like this is when we are going to Delhi. Delhi public IP. So when you're going to Delhi, you are using 4111. So this will be 4111. Save it. And same way, one more object we will create, which is for Pune public IP. So when you're going to Pune, we will use 5111. Okay, so here the IP is 5111. Save it. This IP is, so first of all, we are going to Delhi. I mean, when we are going to Delhi, we will use the IP 4111. Now, what is my original destination? Original destination is 11 outside R1, which is this one. And what will be my translated destination? So even my translated destination will be outside R1 only, because I cannot control the translation on the other side. Okay. So what I'll do here, I'll say outside R1. So my destination before and after, my destination before translation and after translation is the same only. Okay. This is clear. My configuration here. My 10.1.1.0, that means my inside network will be translated to 41.1.1 when I'm going to this destination. Okay. So this is my first rule done. Okay, source and destination I have to mention. So source will be inside, destination will be outside. This is done. Another one, second rule. So this time my inside network will get translated to Pune public IP when they are going to the R2, outside R2. This is my second rule. Again, source will be inside, destination will be outside. Click on OK. Then save it and deploy it. Select it, deploy. Now the deployment is going on. Now, once this deployment will be, then we will see that from any inside device we access the outside R1, we will use 4111, and from any inside device we access outside R2, we will use 5111. So this will be your policy NAT. And because your outside is before translation, after translation is the same only. So that will be your example of identity NAT. Okay, identity NAT or zero NAT. And here in one rule itself, we are translating source and destination. So this will become your twice NAT or dual NAT. Clear? Yes or no? Now let's go and verify this. So first of all, verify it in the FTD itself. That okay, this is FTD outside R1, not FTD. This is the FTD here. Show NAT detail. So you can see that this is one rule. In one rule, we are translating the source also. This is the source translation 10110/24 translated to 4111/32. Okay. And destination is also getting translated. So this is what twice NAT. And your destination side before translation, after translation, it's the same only. So this is what your identity NAT. Okay. Now what? Let's say show actually. Okay. So here you can see the rule ST. Okay. So ST means static and T means twice NAT. Okay. And on the destination role, it is saying SIT. S means static, I means identity, and T means twice. Okay, so here your twice NAT is also there. Identity NAT is also there. Rule we have created manually. So this is manual NAT also. Okay, this is clear. Guys, clear, right? So this was your policy NAT. Okay, and let's verify by accessing. So first of all, from inside R1, I will access. I'll say 11.1.1.125 Cisco. Say who. Same thing you can verify on the inside R2 also. Enable. Say 11.1.1.125. So right now you can see when my inside R1 was going to the outside router, it was using 40.1.1.1. Okay. Okay, here I forgot to give the rule that route again. So on the inside R2, we have to give the route again. From here exit, and if I try 11.1.1.126, Cisco. Okay. And if I say who for the outside R2, So I'm using 5111. Same thing we can test on the inside R2 also. Now, first of all, we'll give a route here. IP route. Done. Now let's access. 11.1.1.25. So if I say root, so you will see that this will also be using the 4111 IP. Okay. And if I edit it from here, here if I say 11.1.126, Cisco, Cisco. Now check here. Ooh. Can you see 5111? So this is your policy net keys. Is it clear? So any doubt in the NAT? These all we have seen. Then we have seen about auto NAT. We have seen about manual NAT, voice NAT, which is also known as dual NAT. Then we have seen about identity NAT, which is also known as zero NAT. So any doubt in the translations? Yes or no? Yes, guys, any doubt in any of the translation? Yes or no? I believe no doubts. Guys, at least respond, please. No. Okay. So then with this, we have completed your NAT. Okay. NAT is completed. Now, next topic is about application filtering. So this we will start tomorrow. Okay. So application filtering, URL filtering, then pre-filter policy. These all things we will do now. That means basically we'll start working on L7. So before going to the application filtering, I want you guys to research the FTD packet flow. Okay. The packet flow in the FTD, this is what you have to research today. That how the packet passes through the Lena engine, then again SNOT engine, and back to the Lena engine. Okay. So this thing you have to check. Clear? Clear, right? Okay. So check this today, and tomorrow I will explain first packet flow, and then we'll go with the application filtering. Okay. All right, guys, then I'll see you tomorrow. We have enough time, so we don't need to rush every day. Okay. We'll cover small part every day, and we'll complete our FTD. Okay. Okay, guys, then see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Okay, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night.